Hey guys, welcome to another sketchbook session with me. We will be drawing some Borzois, I believe that's how it's pronounced, dogs today. And if you don't know what those are, just look at TikTok or Instagram. They've been viral the past couple weeks. They're those long snoot dogs. I say snoot, but they have the long noses. And I'm just curious if anyone remembers that TikTok of the Borzois dog whose owner would dress them up like an old Russian lady and talk to her with this heavy accent. That was, I guess, the precursor to this, but now we have them playing a soundbite that's like Miss Piggy singing, and it has been stuck in my head forever. I do a pretty good impression of the sound, by the way. I'm not going to do it because I don't think I'm ready to share that with the internet, but I do a pretty good job. So this voiceover is gonna kind of be casual, gonna be kind of all over the place. I'm trying to get better about voiceovers just because I find that I kind of need a script, not so much what exactly I'm saying, but I'll definitely write ideas and talking points down before I do a voiceover, just because I find I have less to edit afterwards, less ums and likes, and I tend to use the phrase and obviously and basically a lot. And it's just me trying to get used to talking on a camera, trying to get used to talking into a microphone, because that's not something I did up until last year. So please excuse me for that. I hope these do sound like they're getting better, but anyway, back to why I'm drawing the Borzois. I had seen them all over my feeds, and they're just so cute, and paired with that sound, I mean, come on. So I just wanted to draw them, and that's what ended up happening. We have a whole spread of Borzois, and if you want to draw the same images as me, I have a link down in the description box to basically a Pinterest board that has all the pictures I used as reference for these sketches. There's only 4, but they're there. Or you could just look up the dog yourself and draw them yourself. I also want to quickly ask you guys, we're going to start at the beginning of the video because I always forget to ask this when I first do the voiceover, and then I have to go back and record it. But give this video a like. It really helps the channel out, as well as puts the video in front of other viewers' eyes. And it also lets me know that you like this kind of content. If you're new here, maybe this is your first video of mine that you're watching, please consider watching it to the end before deciding whether or not you want to subscribe. I do plan on making more sketchbook session videos, but I also have other types of videos centered around art productivity, education, and business. And I will be making more in those categories as the year goes on. By subscribing to this channel, you're getting a front row seat to my artistic journey. And so far, it's been an exciting and fun ride. So I'm inviting you to join me. So I still have a lot to talk about, and only about maybe a little less than 29 minutes to do it in. But the first thing I wanted to mention is my previous video, the extra one I uploaded on Friday. If you guys didn't go see that already, go see it. It's a special one because my brother's there with me, and we're talking about something that still ties into art but isn't really fully what this channel is about, although I will be posting more videos about it in the future if this starts to gain some traction. Basically, we're talking about an app that my brother and I kind of came up with the idea for. If you watch that video, you'll see how it came to be. But in that video, I also said we would have a Google form for you guys to fill out, and it's the whole purpose of the video is an interest check, as well as to gather some input on what you guys would want and not want in a app that is for artists. We did have a form. I had it in the description box, but my father hadn't looked at it, and I looked at it a little bit, but it was last second kind of thing, and I just think we all thought it needed more work. So the form will go back up this week. I'll post it on my community tab, and I'll link it in this description box and probably Sunday's description box, the next video I post. and then also put it back in the description box for that specific video. So we'll fix that. But in the meantime, feel free to comment your thoughts. If you, in an ideal world, what would this app be? If you were in complete control of making this app, which to some extent you guys are if you provide some input, what would you want? So please check out the video if you haven't. I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of what I've been seeing from some of the feedback I got. I'm recording this voiceover on Saturday, so the video just went live yesterday, and so far I've gotten a lot of the same feedback as far as you guys basically want what Instagram used to be. That was before they started prioritizing shorts and videos and just putting them in front of your faces. I also saw a lot of people say that they're tired of not seeing the people they follow, that the algorithm just posts whatever's going viral at the time. And I've been talking to my father about this because this is definitely, well, my father and my brother, this is definitely something that we want to address. And I think our feeds should be more in our own control because we're the ones looking at it. So I think we might do like a filter option, which would be like kind of like a drop down kind of idea, like so you can kind of filter based on what you want to see. So that was one idea we had. I also had some people bring up about transactions and how, like, you know, with Etsy, they have to charge fees because that's how they cover the transaction fees. So if like you guys were selling on the app, I think starting out we won't have selling, at least in that capacity. I had thought about possibly making it so you guys can post a link back to wherever you're hosting your shop, but you can advertise almost. So like you could have a picture of what you're selling and put a price on it as part of your, like what's on your account profile page, and then it would link back to wherever you're hosting your shop. So I think Instagram does something similar. I'm not sure. I haven't used the shop feature in a long time, but that would prevent us from having to have transactions on the app, at least in the beginning. Eventually, I don't know where that might go. I think the goal is to have transactions on the app, but I think in the beginning it would just be easier not to. And we really want to keep this platform free. I don't know if in the future when we do have transactions, we might have to charge a little bit, but I don't think we would just to cover the fees. But I don't think we would do what Etsy does in the sense of like, charging the heck out of you guys. And one of the things too that I brought up is that I really want to be kind of philanthropic about this. So if there are any profits made either from ads or in the future if we do transaction fees, that some of the money would go to a cause, whether that be supporting the arts or animals or whatever. Maybe this is an idea I had too, that we could make it so that you guys, select what that is, or maybe it changes once in a while, the cause. I just think this is a good idea, especially because we want an app that puts us front and center and puts our needs front and center. So my dad's an artist, I'm an artist. My brother is not, he's a software developer, but my father is also a software developer. So we have 2 artists on the team and we have 2 software developers on the team. And I'm trying to get you guys on the team sort of indirectly. So if you guys have thoughts, input, whatever, put them down in the comments. Again, the form will be up in my community tab. I'll make a post later this week. So kind of going from that, if you guys have any questions to ask. And in some other news, I also posted my first short form video this past Wednesday. Surprisingly, it did the best on the platform I least expected it to, and that was TikTok. That it did really well. I mean, really well for, I guess, like, I have nothing to measure it on. I have no idea how to do well on TikTok or what does, but compared to how many views I got on YouTube and Instagram, yeah, it did much better. I still plan on posting more, so I don't know, maybe YouTube will end up being better or Instagram will end up being better, but I'm not banging on them too much. I'm just doing them because they're quick, they're easy. I can get a little bit of content out once a week because that's what I'm planning right now. Once a week, short little video, probably on Wednesday. And I'm not sure, in the future, I would like to make content that's separate for it. But for now, I'm just kind of recycling clips from footage I already have, just because it's what's easy for me and it's what's helping me kind of get used to the process. I'm just trying to get into a routine, and that's how I'm approaching my goals this year. I'm picking up like 1 or 2 extra things to do to start like working on every week or 2, and then once I'm kind of confident and that they've been assimilated into my routine, then I evaluate where and when I can add more. And I think this is the most sustainable way to ease myself into the tasks I want to be doing regularly that I'm not currently doing. Because if I try to do all this stuff at the same time when I haven't been doing it before, I'm just gonna get overwhelmed, and I know myself. And it's been very hard because that's what I used to do. I'm very much the type of, like, especially when the new year starts, okay, I'm gonna do all this new stuff. I'm going to do this for my health, and I'm going to do this for my videos, and I'm going to do this for my art, and I'm going to do this for work, and I want to clean the house, and I want to organize everything. And it doesn't get done because eventually I get some of the stuff done and we're 2 weeks in and then I burnt out. So I'm trying a different approach. It's hard because I have to kind of rein myself in and be like, no, you can only choose 1 or 2 things because I just want to do them all. But it's better not to do that. So far, I mean, I know I'm only like a couple weeks in, but I'm doing okay. And I'm also, as I said, using this approach for other things in my personal life, including the house, including, my own health. And it's hard because people around me are kind of, and it's not their fault, they don't know what I'm trying to do, and they don't know me, and they don't know how my brain works, but they're trying to force me to do new things, especially when it comes to my health. And I'm trying to take it a step at a time because I cannot just rush headlong into something, because every time I do that, it doesn't work. Or it rarely works. I can't say it never works, but it rarely works. Eventually, the things that I see as more important than others, I guess, those things win, and the other things that I thought were important but aren't as important as those things end up just being dropped. So I'll let you know how that goes. The only thing I'm a little nervous about easing into is the art education piece that I want to reintroduce back into my life. I have a lot of things changing right now. My work is changing, my, personal life, some things are changing. So to introduce this in, I'm like, oh God. And I have like a time limit on when I can introduce it because I'm taking live courses. So I signed up for 3 of them. And I know that's a lot, but they were 3 I really wanted to do. And 2 of them are only 6-week courses, while 1 is 12 weeks. So only 3, all 3 only overlap for about 5 weeks. So those 5 weeks are just going to be crazy, but it's fine. And because of this decision, I did have to edit my self-taught art curriculum as well as my goals for January and possibly for this quarter. Scandalous, I know. I changed my goals. The ones that were supposedly set in stone. Yes, I did. Because life has this funny way of throwing curveballs, and I'm just learning that you should allow yourself the flexibility needed to adapt. And I've known this for a while, but I'm just starting to actually live by that. I'll be honest, therapy has helped a lot in that it's teaching me ultimately there are times that people are not going to be 100% okay with my decisions, including myself, including you guys. But if it's in my best interests, even a little bit, I have to accept that. I'm not saying it's easy, but even just doing this little change when it comes to the goals I already told you guys about is immensely freeing. I'm basically saying I have the right to edit my roadmap, and you guys have the right to edit yours. If you have a goal that you made a month ago, a week ago, or even a day ago that no longer serves you, change it. And I really didn't mean to get all philosophical, but when I found out that I couldn't pick back up the Beginner's Guide to Drawing course and finish it before mid-February, because it would be too much with 3 other classes, I asked myself, who's telling me I have to pick it up now? I've taken beginner's drawing courses. I even took a college course at my community college, and I know that stuff. I still want to do the course, but I don't have to do it now. And it was as simple as going to my self-taught art education page on my Notion, because I organize everything with Notion, and editing it to meet my needs. It wasn't like, I'm trying to get something out of stone. It was typed. And before this used to be like a horrible thing, like a horrible, huge thing to edit. And it wasn't. After I edited the art education page, I went to my goals page. And it's the one I read you guys last Sunday. And I changed them too. I only stressed about it for a second, and I was able to breathe when I realized nothing in life is written in stone. And that includes my own intentions for the future. I don't have to stick to them if I don't want to, I mean, this is different. This is different than not wanting to do the course, because I still want to do the course. It's just right now there are other things that I realized needed to be prioritized, and those were those 3 live courses. So I hope that little bit inspired you in some way, taught you something maybe, I don't know. But it's something I'm slowly learning to implement in my life, which is understanding that I can modify things and that's okay. I want to talk a little bit about these classes that I signed up for on New Masters Academy. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. I just honestly think you get your money's worth by subscribing to their service. So if you want to do these classes with me, I'd honestly love having someone to talk to about the assignments or what we're learning. I am already a part of the New Masters Academy Discord, but I have trouble communicating in large discords. I don't know why. Everyone's so nice. So it's not like I'm not being welcome to. It's just more so I don't know what to talk about or say, or when it's appropriate for me to chime in. I'm trying to break out of that a little bit because I do, as you guys, if you saw my video with all the goals, again, linked below, linked above, I want to get more involved in the communities online and around me that are art centric, because those are things that interest me, and I want to make friends and I want to meet people who are going through the same things I am. So I have to try to break out of my shell a bit and find time for this stuff, which is what I'm trying to slowly introduce into my world. But the classes are the Fundamentals of Drawing and Perspective, Sketchbooking in Ink and Color, and Introduction to Procreate. I have a link to each of them down in the description box, so you can guys go check them out. The teachers are all pros, so I'm really excited to learn from them. And if you can't make the live class, I know at least the Fundamentals of Drawing and Perspective course is recording the sessions, so you can do them later. I'm not sure about the other 2. I hope they do. Otherwise, I may have to drop out of the Sketchbooking in Ink and Color course. It's just at an inconvenient time. But also remember, when you're looking at these pages, their times are in Pacific time and I'm in Eastern Standard, so I had to convert them for myself, what time that actually was. So just be cognizant of that. And they also have some other live courses going on, so feel free to check those out too. They were interesting to me, but I didn't want to overload myself. I already think 3 classes is more than enough, especially with my schedule. But I just think it would be a cool thing to do together. And I hope you guys were enjoying, I guess, the rattle on and on. We have about a little more than 6 minutes left in this video, and I have run to the end of my script. So that's the, and by script I mean like my talking points. So I have to get better, I guess, about estimating scripts and time. If you guys have tips for that, let me know, because that was a terrible way of estimating what would take me 28 minutes to talk about. I hope you guys like the talking. I know I personally, if I'm doing something, I will put sketchbook sessions on, or sessions where I prefer the artist to be talking, just because I feel like I have company. I'm not necessarily watching the video, but that's okay. They're still getting my view. Sometimes if it's an artist I really love, I will go back and watch them. I'm looking at you, Al. I will go back and watch the whole thing because I love their art. And, you know, this sketchbook is taking a very long time. And I think it's something else I want to talk about was how I plan on finishing it this quarter, because I know I've promised to finish this like so many times. And I still think I will finish it this quarter. I have about 30 something pages left. And then I plan on doing about an hour of sketchbooking time a week at least. I definitely have more sketchbooking time scheduled. I just have to move it around sometimes. The other thing that I wanted to start doing was doing digital sketchbook sessions, if that's something you guys are interested in. I know traditional media tends to do better for some reason, but if you guys want to see digital sketchbooking, it's a bit different, obviously, because you can edit sketches in a different way than you can, you know, in a traditional sketchbook. But I did make a digital sketchbook on my Procreate app. It's about 30 pages. So I think it would be fun to have some digital sketchbook sessions if you guys are interested. And I can also do a digital sketchbook tour when I finish it. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. I might post a poll with this video. So if you guys check out my community tab, it should be there. And also check out the form for the app. But yeah, I'm starting to get to the end of my talking, so I don't know. What can I talk to you guys about? I want to say something that I'm pretty excited about. Oh yeah, I'm buying my car before the 20th. I'm hoping to go today because the bank is open, and I'm purchasing my car because my lease is over next month. So I'm going to be buying it I'm giving them all the money because I've been saving it up so I don't have to get an auto loan. And I'm pretty freaking proud of it because this is the first time I actually own a car that I bought and paid for myself. The car I had before this car, which I've now had for 3 years, was an Acura that my mom gave me, and she owned it. So then it just stopped. It got to the point where fixing it was more money than what the car was worth. So at that point, we said, fine, I have to get a new car. But I love my car, and it has very little mileage on it, so it should last me a long time, and I'm really happy about that. It's an exciting thing, but a lot of exciting things are happening, I feel like. Are some exciting things happening with you guys? I think the new year kind of does that. I don't know. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe you guys are going through a terrible time, and I'm making it worse by just being happy about things in my life. And the other thing I'm noticing too, because I live in Florida, I wasn't in Florida, or living in Florida rather, this time of year last year. I was living in New Jersey, and I'm just, I wouldn't say I'm like a ball of sunshine here. I'm definitely not. I don't think that's in my personality, but I'm definitely happier with the weather here at this time of year than I was in New Jersey. Just because I think I might have like that seasonal depression thing, because here it's like, it's a little overcast today, but most days it's sunny. It's definitely warmer than New Jersey. And I remember when I was in New Jersey, it's just gray all the time, every day, cold and gray. And nothing against all of you that will live up north, it's just not for me. I'm realizing that now. And I'm not saying Florida is for me, because it definitely has things about it that I don't like. I love a lot of things about it. I love a lot of things about New Jersey, but you can't have the best of both worlds. So I don't know. I have to find my happy medium someday, but for now we're in Florida. This video is going to be ending soon. So that was all off the script. I think I did a pretty good job. Yeah, I would say so. And I wanted this to be a bit more casual, even though I did write talking points for a lot of the beginning ones, but c'est la vie. It is what it is. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I always look forward to seeing how the sketchbook sessions do with you guys. And yeah, have a good week. Thanks for watching.